It is Saturday, January 3rd, 2026, and apparently it is Fruitcake Toss Day. So if you needed permission to throw something that does not spark joy, today's your day. This is KoeCast, I'm Hunter.
And I'm Riley. Also, it is Festival of Sleep Day, which feels like a personal attack, because the AI timeline has not let anyone sleep since, ever.
Facts. And quick note before we dive in, this episode was assembled end-to-end by automations and a mix of AI tools. So if the conversation suddenly gets weirdly specific about, I do not know, sentient teddy bears,
We are leaving it in, blemishes and all. Okay, Hunter, the big story. Zhipu AI, now Z.AI, GLM 4.7. The hype on X is unhinged. People are saying Claude-level coding at full speed and way cheaper.
yeah, GLM 4.7 is showing up as this open-weight flagship vibe, and the main claim is coding strength with lower inference cost. And it's not just cool model, it's accessible in a few ways. Chat.z.ai for normal humans, plus developer routes, and if you want to run it yourself, the weights are available on Hugging Face.
Wait. Open weight. Everyone is tweeting it like it's the same as open source. It is not. Explain it like I'm a marketer who just got handed an infrastructure bill.
Totally. Open source is basically, here's the code, here's the license, here's the whole recipe. Open weight is more like, here's the baked cake, you can slice it, maybe you can remix the frosting, but you might not get the kitchen process. Enterprises get burned when they assume open weight means no licensing landmines, no usage restrictions, no weird obligations.
Or they assume it means the training data is clean and documented and the governance is, adult.
Exactly. My snarky checklist is, what's the license really say? What are the commercial use terms? Any geographic restrictions? Any weird don't use for this category clauses? Do you have an indemnity story? Can you audit anything? And do you have a plan for model updates without your whole workflow breaking?
Also, weights on Hugging Face does not equal safe. It just means downloadable chaos.
Yeah, downloadable does not mean deployable.
Okay, so if GLM 4.7 is allegedly Claude level at a fraction of the cost, what's the catch? Because every time the internet says no catch, there is absolutely a catch.
The catch is usually one of these. You might not get the same safety tuning, you might see more variance across tasks, you might have rough edges in tool calling, and the big one is you become responsible for reliability. Closed models hide a lot of operational smoothing. With open weight, you're holding the steering wheel.
Which is cute until the model is like, I rewrote your whole pipeline for fun.
Right, and also, performance claims are often in my cherry-picked coding repo with my prompts. Real teams need evals that look like their actual work, not just vibes.
So what's the minimum viable path for a marketing org that wants to play with GLM 4.7 without turning into a research lab?
I'd start with content ops and workflow glue. Not write me a viral ad, but turn this brief into a structured campaign kit, like it ingests a brief, outputs a channel plan, drafts variants, produces metadata for the asset library, generates QA checklists, and sets up tasks for humans.
Wait, so the model is doing the annoying middle, the stuff that makes creators quit.
Exactly. Think of it as automating handoffs. And because it's strong at coding, it can also generate the little scripts and integrations that marketing stacks always need, like clean up UTM naming, normalize performance exports, stitch reporting.
You're basically describing marketing engineering, but the model is the intern that can actually code with supervision.
With guardrails, yes. Humans still decide taste and risk. The model does throughput.
Okay, but let's zoom out because it's not just GLM. LG AI Research dropped K EXAONE Sexte That's Nut. A23B. That name is doing a lot. People are calling it a sovereign AI milestone.
Yeah, it's a massive mixture of experts model. The headline concept is huge total capacity, but only a smaller slice is active per token, which can make inference faster and cheaper than you'd expect for the total size. And it's positioned as strong in Korean and English, which is a big deal for teams operating in both.
Hold up. Mixture of experts always sounds like a cheat code, but it also sounds like routing gremlins.
That's the trade-off. With mixture of experts, you can get efficiency, but you also introduce complexity. Routing can be weird, behavior can be less predictable across edge cases, and serving infrastructure can be more finicky. If you're betting a roadmap on it, you want to test consistency, not just peak performance.
And you want to see if it's stable when you ask it to do brand voice, not just math puzzles.
Exactly. Also, sovereign AI, when you remove the politics, has a practical enterprise story, data residency, compliance, controlling your supply chain, and negotiating leverage. If your whole company is locked into one closed provider, you have less leverage on pricing, uptime, policy changes.
Also, for Korean brands, there's a real stop translating my culture through Silicon Valley energy.
Totally. Language nuance is brand nuance.
All right, third big piece. Alibaba Fun Audio Chat 8B. Speech-to-speech, emotion-aware, low latency. And it claims it can take direct audio context, not just do speech-to-text, then LLM, then text-to-speech.
This is interesting because the classic stack works, but it can feel mechanical. You speak, it transcribes, it reasons, it speaks back. If the model is truly end-to-end speech-to-speech, it can potentially keep prosody and timing more natural and handle interruptions better.
Like a real conversation instead of a voicemail chain.
Exactly. Where it beats the classic stack is when you need low latency and more natural turn-taking, like a live support agent voice or a creator tool that helps you workshop lines out loud.
And where it's marketing theater is when emotion-aware becomes, "We detected you're sad, would you like to buy a premium plan?" That is creepy.
Yeah, the ethical line is empathy versus manipulation. Helpful is it notices frustration and slows down or offers escalation. Creepy is it uses emotion detection to push conversion pressure.
Also, can we be honest? Emotion detection is often just vibes. If I'm tired, the model thinks I'm devastated.
True, which is why the safer pattern is to treat emotion as a soft signal for UX, not a hard truth. And you keep a user-controlled mode. Like, do you want a calm tone or direct tone, not we psychoanalyzed you.
Okay, quick chaos check around the ecosystem this week, because it's been spicy. Open weight is everywhere, and people are basically building swappable brains for workflows. Also, the vibe coding thing is going viral, where you describe an app in plain English and it just builds the whole thing.
Yeah, vibe coding is like, the barrier between I have an idea and I shipped a prototype is collapsing, which pairs perfectly with models like GLM 4.7 that can do coding plus agent behavior. It's not just content generation, it's product generation.
And then there's that thread where AI startup ideas fail go viral, like a drone that delivers emotions, which honestly sounds like a Black Mirror episode and a Series A pitch.
That's the duality. AI is both an accelerator and a nonsense generator. That's why systems matter. The model can brainstorm, but you need constraints, evaluation, and a human with taste.
Also, can we talk about the AI toddler toys debate? ChatGPT teddy bears that chat and soothe kids? The future is adorable and horrifying.
Yeah, same theme. Co-creation plus responsibility. Tools that talk in a human voice raise the trust stakes.
So back to the listener question. If I want to experiment with GLM 4.7 or K EXAONE without big vendor forever, what's the practical stack?
Conceptually, pick a serving layer that can host open weights, add an orchestration layer like N8N for workflows, add a vector store if you need retrieval, and add observability, logging prompts, tool calls, outputs, and failures. And then wrap it behind your own model router so you can swap providers without rewriting everything.
Translation: do not duct tape your business to one model name. Build a little abstraction layer so you can switch when the internet gets bored.
Exactly. Because it will.
Real talk though, what marketing jobs actually get automated soon by open-weight models?
The repeatable, structured ones. Content repurposing, metadata generation, first draft variants, reporting summaries, campaign QA checks, and the glue work between tools. The stubbornly human parts are taste, positioning, and high-stakes judgment, like the final creative call and anything that can cause reputational damage.
So the model is the factory, but humans are the creative director and the safety officer.
Perfectly said.
Meme caption for today's episode: open-weight model drops, and suddenly everyone is an infrastructure influencer.
Mine is, it's not open source if legal is sweating.
That's so accurate it hurts.
All right, thanks for hanging with us on KoeCast on this beautiful Fruitcake Toss Day / Festival of Sleep Day, Saturday, January 3rd, 2026.
Go throw away one bad workflow and then take a nap like it's your job.
Subscribe and check out koe.com/resources for AI news and updates.
Catch you next time.